Oh, the light? Okay. Hey, so I want to make this quick because I just don't feel like doing this. I'm a little bit cold. I'm only wearing one pair of pants. My overalls tore, so I don't know what this month holds. What are we gonna do? Are we just gonna? Well, maybe we'll just see how just not spend money. Maybe. We have probably only like a week and a half worth of food, and this is the last of the alcohol that we have. Holy fuck, no money. This is the same realization I had a year ago. No money means no. I just realized if I'm not spending any money, how am I going to keep drinking whiskey? Well, a year ago it was no whiskey, but whiskeys have been drinking cheaper stuff like beer and wine since then. Interesting. Okay. Another thing that I realized a year ago is it was the day after I lost my wallet. Well, it was originally numbered video 847, but then I think it was 872. And it's one of the most important videos I made. It's like, why don't we discuss things? And yesterday, or why aren't we able to discuss? That's crazy. We can do, how do I say this? It's amazing the things that we can do with our phones, with the internet, and so on. Things we have no idea how it works. I mean, most people, drugs, all this stuff. Things that we use on a regular basis, but we do not know, as the general public, how it works. Fuck, things that lights. Do you know how electricity really works? No, you don't. And, well, you might, but most people don't. I don't. And it's amazing how much time we've spent on developing these things, how far ahead technology has gotten from general human understanding. And yet, when you take something very basic that we could have been working on since the beginning, how to discuss things, how much progress have we made? Think about how the world could be. Yesterday, as you know, Aud came by and then her son joined to help us build a kennel, I guess, for Neo. I think I updated them about the election, and then Will's friend goes, oh yeah, you're American, right? So this must be pretty important to you. And I was like, yeah, no shit. And he asked me, who do you want to win? And it's kind of a silly question, or maybe Will asked me. But actually, I'm gonna surprise you because I think I would like Trump to win. There's just so much material to think about, so much. I think the society will, in the background, advance a lot more under Trump than it would under Biden, in the background. So Will says that he would also want to vote for Trump. And Will explains it because apparently Biden would tax anybody making over $80,000 at 60%. There's just, I can't imagine that's true. And if it is true, then it's some very nuanced version of that is true. The point is, though, I didn't even bother really sort of responding or dissecting it or anything, because it's like, how would we? So let's say I did say to him, I was like, there's no way that's true. He said it is true. Now what do we do? Is either of us, I mean, I would suggest it, but is anybody else going to be down to like sit down and do a Google search right now? And then even if we figured out that one thing, what does it have to do with the candidacy? Is that an important enough issue? Also, does Biden have the power to do that, especially since it doesn't look like we're going to flip the Senate or the House? So, I mean, even before you didn't know whether those things would be flipped, it's still like, it just doesn't seem like a huge issue. So even if we figured out that were true, think about all the other things involved. Trump's the general sort of culture that he suggests, or I mean advocates for, and that he promotes. I think that's one of the most unhealthy things that he does. Speaking of listing bad things that Trump does, I'm going to switch over real quick because I'm out of time. Here's a clip of Jimmy Kimmel listing the things that are wrong with Trump.
Sending this monster back to Mar-a-Lago, but I'm also, yes, go ahead. I'm also shocked that it was this close. I mean, it is unimaginable to me that close to half of American voters saw what this man has done to this country over the last 4 years, how he kowtowed to Vladimir Putin, he cozied up to Kim Jong-un, he alienated us from our allies, he put children in cages, he villainized the free press, he hid his tax returns, he tear-gassed peaceful protesters, he pardoned all his criminal buddies, he extorted Ukraine, he misled us about COVID, he dismantled the pandemic response team, he dismantled healthcare, he called neo-Nazis very fine people, he hired a never-ending parade of imbeciles, he lied, and then he lied some more. He is a liar and a cheat who wants them to stop counting thousands of legitimate votes And almost half of us are apparently okay with that. Half of us want to keep it going for 4 more years.
And the problem that I have with that list, some of them are false, right? He didn't say neo-Nazis are very fine people. You may think so, but no. If you actually look at what he said, as I remember it, it was, there was a Unite the Right rally in Charleston, and then there were people protesting that rally. And among the Unite the Right rally members, or protesters, there were, of course, alt-right, neoconservatives, Nazis, etc., right? It is very possible for a person who is decent to their family, who is decent in their home, who returns a stolen wallet and so on, could rally with Unite the Right, because he has grown up so far removed from what the right is from whom the right is antagonizing. So it is absolutely possible for there to be very fine people holding tiki torches, and things just got, and they're like, you know what, I don't agree with all of them, but this is my family. These are generally people that I agree with. Maybe some of them are taking a little bit too far, but generally it's all about uniting the right. So there's that. Also, so I haven't really got enough time to talk about anything, because I want to devise a way to discuss things. I'm going to devise my own way, and then I'm going to do research into what ways already exist. But in any case, you don't know any of those ways. I know the word dialectics. I don't really know what it means. I mean, I know it takes each premise by premise, but that's just a very general thing, which is, anyway. So it's a shame that I didn't get to treat this any better, but we're already at 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Oh, and the last thing is, it's very interesting that people who were afraid of both candidates leaned more towards Trump. What is that? What is that there? Because my hunch says that is very interesting about our unconscious and our lack of rationality. That when candidates were like, I don't like Biden, weird old grandpa. I don't like Trump, fun old grandpa, but fun weird, I'm gonna choose fun. Maybe that's what happened in people's minds. I don't know. But anyway, we're well out of time.
According to NBC News exit polls of early and election day voters, 66% of voters nationwide who said they're concerned or scared about both candidates voted for President Trump. Only 20% of those concerned or scared of both voted for Biden. Interesting views as we watch the final vote tallies come in.
Oh, very simply, alternatively, it could just be they're scared of the two politicians, and so they thought, well, might as well just stick with the guy that we already have. That's not logical, but it is a bias that we have. Like, for instance, if you buy something and you assign it a certain worth, and then somebody wants to buy it off you, you're going to assign it greater worth because you already own it. Not just because you're trying to make money. I mean, actually, you believe that it's worth more, so you wouldn't be willing, for instance, to be paid the original worth that you had assigned it. And again, it's not just about making a profit, it's that you would refuse that. Not just to bargain, but you would refuse that.